What's goody, everybody? It's full-time trip. We're back in the building. Athletic Bilbao 0, Arsenal 2 in the UEFA Champions League opening day, match week 1, whatever you want to call it. We start off to the races with a clean sheet away from home, and we're off, baby. The league started. The UCL is here, and we're starting off with a bang. Really, again, staunch performance. You know, very much. A lot of things were very physical. A lot of things were very much scrappy at times, but we found a way. We found a way, and I'm gonna get into that very quickly. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. There's a certain percentage of you who are watching this video and are not subscribed. I don't have that statistic. I know all the YouTubers do. I don't have those numbers, but I know a lot of y'all aren't. So hit that subscribe button as well. Make sure y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? Lock in with me, please. But talk about today. Talk about the match that we saw. UCL opener. Scrappier game. Again, we had the lion's share of possession. We had a lot of the, again, foothold. I think in terms of, again, possession of the game, possession of the ball, us trying to probe for solutions and make certain things happen. It's just, I think it's funny that, you know, we play haram ball sometimes. Yes, obviously we have the capacity to play haram ball. It is what it is. But when teams play haram ball against us, it's people just automatically assume, why don't they just find a solution? Why don't they just make something happen? Blah, blah, blah. It's hard to play against haram ball teams. We're not the first people to do it, but it always seems like the analysis is skewed against us whenever we face a haram ball team. Like, just because we know it, we automatically know how to beat it. Like, sometimes factors change situations, and there's a different team playing a different system. We know they want to pack the midfield, press us heavy, again, find block out lanes and counter quickly. That's what their game is. That's what their bag is. And they got really physical with us very early and tried to set that precedent very high. The pressing was, you know, pretty, I wouldn't say entirely stifling, but pretty stifling at times. And they had a game plan. They had a game plan that they wanted to execute. Obviously, they tired out towards the end of the game, but that's what they wanted to do. And it's interesting to see all that play out, and it's interesting to see the narratives that always pop up against us when we're facing a lot of the same things that other teams may face in terms of haram ball, you know, like heavy pressing, mid blocks, XYZ. Yes, we did see a little bit more of that U shape. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Usher's chain and all that. Some of that did pop back up, but I think in time, and with our full range of options back with our starters, Odegaard and Saka namely, I think we'll have a bit more luck and joy in these areas because we'll have, again, those stronger solutions to connect, play more consistently. As Eze finds more time to bed in, I think he'll find more moments consistently to break those mid blocks and, again, setups where he's able to cross through lines. We saw bits and pieces of it. Wasn't the strongest performances across the board, really. I think people found little bits and pieces. Out of the starting 11, the two best players, I'll tell you right now, were Madueke and Mosquera, in my opinion. I think those were two of our strong, actually, wait a minute, three, because Yuri and Timber as well. He was fantastic today. On top of that, I thought he was very complete in terms of his performance and a lot of what he did. So I'm not going to discount him there, but I just think because of the game plan that Bilbao tried to execute against us, it wasn't going to be the most fruitful, free-flowing time. And I know we all want to see free-flowing football, but it's not as easy when you're coming up against a team so diligently disciplined to actually defend and press in a mid block, you know, and just go that hard to try and rush to everything, sprint like their lives depends on it, and things of that nature. And you know, I don't think we were entirely clicking all the way. I thought Rice looked a little bit out of sorts, a little bit rough in certain times on the pitch. You know, that's a little bit of a rougher thing to kind of contend with. The midfield configuration, I know people were going to be up in arms about, Waneri should have started to kind of connect lines and connect play a little bit stronger. I'm not going to necessarily question the starting lineup this time, but I will say that midfield configuration of Rice, of Zubimendi, of Marino, is something that we may need to have other looks at. Maybe somebody like a Miles Lewis-Skelly would have been good for a match like this, to be as physically equipped, but also try and break the lines with some of his carrying. And we'll see what happens on that end. I know there's people very much clamoring to see more and more playtime from Ethan Waneri, and I guarantee, I am almost assured he's going to get his moments. He's going to get plenty of moments to play and come up big, especially with Odegaard's injuries with his shoulder. But with the game as physical as it was going to be, as diligently coached as it was going to be, with Valverde really looking to put a physical edge and trying to apply the physical edge to everybody, maybe that wasn't the strongest game for, you know, one area. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I'm not sitting up on the touchline. I'm not in Bilbao right now. I'm at home. So everybody's going to ask that question. But, you know, I can understand why that lineup is there, but you can understand the deficiencies in that midfield lineup as well. So, you know, a lot of ways you could slice it. But me, in my opinion, I understood that. But still, at a time, we need to hopefully employ those tactical tweaks that get people into spaces more centrally. Like, so if Eze needs to be compensated to be in more centrally and find a way for him to just be a 10 for a game while Odegaard's out, he can take some more of that creative burden instead of just being fully on the touch line. You know, there's ways we can work around it. There's ways I'm curious to see how it gets worked around. But, you know, there's work to be done on all fronts, from a tactical level, making those tweaks given the players that are out, and from individual levels, you know, there's things that everybody has to improve. Again, Gyökeres on the long ball, like, again, like, just Declan Rice getting back up to speed fully, because I feel like he's been not in the best of shape throughout the start of this season so far. I think I usually has slow starts, but it's something to consider, you know. But I will say, standouts definitely. Madueke continues to be a very, 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 very effective 1v1 dribbler. Again, I think we just stole him off of Chelsea low-key, because on them wages, this guy is a 1v1 machine, and it doesn't matter who he's coming up against. He's going to find a way to continually be in flow, continually ask questions, and provide something dangerous, provide something that's a little bit unpredictable or faster than the tempo that we're at. And that's a godsend to me. That's a godsend to me that we're able to have players who are consistently asking those questions that will open things up for the rest of the team. So that's great. Mosquera is an absolute beast, man. Again, he's faced Bilbao before. He knows what it is, but just the level of commanding presence that he has, bro. Wonderful. And one standout thing, not just beyond the defensive duties as well. Again, one thing that people have credited him with is just his confidence on the ball. A couple of times in that match today, there were some things that stood out in terms of his passing into the middle third. Like, he was not afraid to just launch it right to somebody in the middle third where there's space, where the attack can open up and we can build a little bit faster, and he didn't hesitate in those chances. I think he looked up, saw space, made that move. Again, maybe looked like a riskier pass, but I think he got it off more often than not. And something like that is super endearing to see from him this early into his Arsenal career. It's fantastic to see. I think he's doing things at a level of bravery that I think other defenders in our team don't do as much or haven't done as much historically. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is a very small sample size, so take it with a grain of salt. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from him on the ball as well as off the ball. His recovery pace, his just diligence and being disciplined in, again, his positioning, not going too early, not biting on anything. He's been doing really well. Mosquera, absolutely fantastic. And Jurrien Timber, he is one of the best right backs in the world. He's the best right back in the Premier League. You can take that to the bank. Again, you can quote me. I say this multiple times a month at this rate, and I will continue to say it. He is literally one of the best right backs in world football today. End quote. That's all you need to know. Fantastic again. But I think the focus of today really should go to one thing I mentioned on the 4 things I liked about the last match against Nottingham Forest. The first thing I mentioned was the depth and how great of a position we're in to have this depth now that we have players that we know. Again, they haven't been in the best of form in recent times, but we know they can produce moments for us. We know they do have quality in them. And the competition on one side to bring in new players and give them a bit of a competitive edge to those that have been here, and to provide support, relief minutes, and provide impact in game states where your qualities can change the tide for a lot of the things in our favor. So it goes to say Trossard is one of those people. Trossard came in and was fantastic. I thought he put out some really, really great touches, was really, really proactive, again, in his sides of the pitch. Some of the fouls that were really weird and called against him, I didn't like some of the calls that were called against us, but you could see the proactivity. You could see that level of intent, and I think him coming off the bench as an impact player has always fared well. He's always found a way to chip in and find solutions coming off of the bench. So shout out to Leandro Trossard. My man of the match, though, my absolute man of the match, I have to give it to him, Gabriel Martinelli. He's earned that, man. And again, people have said a lot of things about him. I've said my things about him where I'm like, yo, listen, he's got to be bench depth at this point. He's got to be, probably moving more centrally. I don't know if the wing's going to be for him anymore. Listen, despite all the things where we're trying to direct him at, one thing that you can never discredit is how he's going to give every ounce of effort for this club, for the badge. And if it's in this role where maybe he's not the most dynamic player from the start, but he can come on against dead legs and create these transition moments and build on those and finish. That was bread and butter. That first goal was bread and butter Martinelli. That's what I want to see. That's where he felt comfortable. That's what if that's going to bring impact to this team, then we have to abide by that, man. And if he's going to keep that up and provide those levels at higher capacity and more consistency, then he's going to try and fight for his place in the starting 11. And I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. I know people are going to say, oh, Martinelli's a lost cause and he's whatever, blah, blah, blah. Listen, if Martinelli still has the capacity to fight for this badge and fight for his place and show quality, then give him that lane. Give him that lane. But I will say this, across all competitions, every man will be needed. Every available able-bodied person will be needed. Down to Win the Dog. We gonna need Win the Dog and some subs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is needed. And Martinelli putting in performances like that shows me we have the depth to provide moments and make traction and make progress across all fronts, all competitions in this season. But again, the play coming off the bench, the intent, the purpose, the flow that he was in was really, really good. Again, the second goal to provide the assist, again, dancing past two players, didn't stop his run, didn't stop to think and do the little Kim dance or whatever and glitch. You know what I'm saying? Kept going, kept his run up, went straight to the byline, went past because he believed in his pace. He knew he could beat that defender, and he put in a great ball to Trossard, who slots it. So it's just, that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. That's the play I want to see. Martinelli, you know you can burn players. Martinelli, you know you can put in a good ball. Martinelli, you know you just got to think, look up, and make the decision consistently. And we saw a bit of that today. And I'm happy. I'm so happy for him. I know the team is happy for him. I know everybody's happy for him. I'm happy for him because I feel like we often go to extremes in the football world, and things are never as bad as they seem. Sometimes they're not as good, but more oftentimes they're never as bad as they seem. Martinelli, there's still a good player in there. There's still a good player in there. And if this is the capacity to get the most out of him, then I think we do that. And if he's going to improve beyond that and, again, fight for his place in the starting 11, the lane's open for that in my mind. But for now, in this state, he's got to be probably our strongest impact player right now because of the effort he gives to defend the lead, and then the effort he'll give the other way to try and score and use his God-given talents to make a way, create some type of openings for us and score. Get a goal, get an assist, get something in that'll get us over the line. But I love to see it, man. You love to see it. Clean sheet. Again, I think we had... I don't know. I'm trying to remember if there were any moments that like really tested us. I think there were a couple moments of like sloppiness, like weird, like little glitch moments that we didn't know was there. But obviously we didn't have much shots against us. I think there was like 2 shots on target. Really, I think they might have had like 11 shots, but 2 of them were really like dangerous. Overall, I was very shook by the level of physicality that was there across the game, but very happy with how we started to take control in the second half, really turn the screw, start to ask questions. And the subs, I thought, came at really good times, and you saw what happened. You saw the changes that made, and it was good. A great marker of progress in terms of proactivity for substitutions and for the depth that we have to compete across all competitions. I thought Arteta did good to handle all that stuff today as well. Shout out to the players. Again, it's not easy starting this, and we only got bigger tests ahead. City on Sunday as well, but I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy we came with the 3 points, clean sheet, and we're well on our way. We got to start strong so we can get through, advance very high in this league phase table so we get some time off and don't get those midweek little playoff games or whatever. And we keep it pushing, man. We keep it pushing. A long season, but I'm telling y'all, the depth we have, I think, can be enough to compete across all 4 major competitions that we're in this season. I really do. So hopefully injury does not derail those plans. Hopefully we can stay fit. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, shout out to N7, the Kingpin Judge doesn't affect us all too much, and we can trek on and really make some big impact and big splash and do some damage in these competitions this season. But let me know what you thought about this game in the comment section below. Favorite player, favorite moment, performances, good, bad, ugly, what you want to see next, how we gonna line up for City, all that other stuff, but mostly around this game. Let me know in the comment section below. But I am full-time Trip. That is all the time that I have, but we will see you in the next one. I got it right this time, y'all. I remember. Training wheels. Don't worry. We're still getting the muscle memory back. Anyways, we're going to be back for City at the weekend. But until then, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's going on in the comments below. And yeah, catch you later, baby. COYG. Peace.